AG to decide if there's a need for inquest in Nora Ann's case. Body of missing Singaporean Payasa found off Terengganu. You're watching the evening edition of News on 2. I'm Adrian Seat. Now, the results of the autopsy on the body of the 15-year-old Nora Ann Quirine will be submitted to the Attorney General's chambers to determine whether there is a need for an inquest. Counsel Sankara Nair, who was appointed by the family on the second day of Nora Ann's disappearance on the 5th of August, said according to the procedure, the post-mortem report would be sent to the AG's chambers regardless if there is a criminal element in the case or otherwise.
A copy of the postmortem report will go to the AG's chambers, and it's for the AG then to decide to instruct whatever there is to be. And it is for him to decide whether there is a need for an inquest. Normally, sudden death or of such nature would invite an inquest. But then again, it's the evidence that is presented in the postmortem report and other investigations which the police, I'm sure, are doing.
Sankara also added that it was too early to suggest if there was any criminal element related to her death. Sankara said Nora Ann's family members were present at the Tuanku Jaafar Hospital in Seremban earlier today to identify the body before the autopsy was conducted. He added that the family members were sad and in a state of trauma. Meanwhile, Negeri Sembilan Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Aminuddin Harun conveyed his condolences to the family of Nora Ann Quirine over the tragedy. He also hoped that such an incident will never occur again in the country. Elaborating further, Datuk Seri Aminuddin said that the state government is currently working on channeling the right assistance to Nora's family during this unfortunate time.
Takziah kepada keluarga Nora Ann yang kita temui semalam dan telah meninggal dunia. Kita telah merakamkan takziah kepada keluarga mereka dan seluruh rakyat island yang merasa sedih, dan kita juga di Negeri Sembilan merasa sedih atas kehilangan beliau kerana mereka juga tetamu kerajaan negeri.
The Menteri Besar said this after chairing the weekly EXCO meeting at Wisma Negeri, Seremban. Meanwhile, Deputy Women, Family and Community Development Minister Hannah Yeoh said that the ministry is ready to provide counselling services to Nora Ann's family as they try to cope with the tragedy.
Kita ada kaunselor kita daripada Jabatan Kebajikan Masyarakat telah bersiap sedia untuk membantu keluarga jika mereka memerlukan. Tetapi kita juga faham sekarang ini keluarga memerlukan wang untuk mereka menerima berita inilah.
The body of a woman wearing a life jacket believed to be one of the two Singaporeans who went missing while kayaking in Endau waters has been found in waters off Kemaman in Terengganu today. Now, the body, however, has yet to be identified. Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency or MMEA Mersing Zone Director Maritime Commander Haris Fadzila Abdullah said that the body was found floating around 12:50 p.m. at 5 nautical miles east of Kuala Kemaman by local fishermen. The victim's body was discovered 18 nautical miles from their kayak, which was found yesterday. Last Thursday, Tan Eng Soon, 62, and Pua Gyo Tin, 57, went missing at about 5:40 p.m. after they got separated from a group of 13 friends while kayaking between Pulau Seribuat, Pahang and Pulau Mertang in Mersing. Haris Fadzila said the kayak and the personal belongings of Tan and Pua arrived at the Penyambung jetty at 8:30 a.m. today for identification by their family members. The Kuala Lumpur High Court has postponed the trial of former Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak's SRC International Sdn Bhd case to next Monday, as he has court conjunctivitis in both eyes. Justice Muhammad Nazlan Muhammad Ghazali allowed Datuk Sri Najib's lead counsel, Tan Sri Muhammad Shafi Abdullah's application to postpone the trial on medical grounds, and it was not objected by the prosecution. Tan Sri Muhammad Shafi asked for postponement as his client was granted a 3-day medical leave until on Friday. He also said that the defence would still need about 2 days to cross-examine the prosecution's last witness, Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission or MACC Special Operations Division Senior Assistant Commissioner Rosli Hussein. The prosecution was supposed to continue with examination-in-chief of Rosli on the 53rd day of the trial today. Justice Muhammad Nazlan then noted that given the reason for the application for an adjournment is on medical grounds and naturally not objected by the prosecution, the court has no choice but to adjourn the matter and for the matter to be called for case management on Monday. A man believed to have gone missing at the Coop Bridge in Kuching Sawa on Monday was found stuck in between a palm tree 2 kilometers away from the bridge this morning. Now, Tabuan Jaya Fire and Rescue Department Commander Muhammad Syukur Jamaluddin said the body of Ferguson Dasu Dennis, 27, was discovered on the 4th day of the search and rescue operation, which continued at 5 a.m. today. Commander Muhammad Syukur said he did not rule out the possibility that the victim had jumped into the river before his family realized his disappearance. The victim's body was sent to the Sarawak General Hospital for further action. His father, Dennis Soot, said that the reason of his son's disappearance may be health-related as Ferguson was recently diagnosed with cancer. Coming up next, a guarana crop attracts 1.6 billion ringgit in investment. That's story on next. Stay with us. Welcome back. The introduction of guarana crop as an alternative following the fall in the price of palm oil and rubber has attracted an investment of up to 1.6 billion ringgit through East Cap Berhad in collaboration with the commodity cooperative Southern Berhad or KKSB. Now, over 3 factories will be built using the fund to process the guarana plant to produce the extract, which will be used as an ingredient in energy drinks. East Cap Berhad Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director Dato Sri Zakwan Hafiz Ahmad Ansari said that the company has also applied for a permit in July for guarana seeds to be introduced for planting purposes.
Pembelian biji benih dan juga anak pokok guarana ini mestilah melalui koperasi-koperasi negeri masing-masing. Jadi contoh dia, seorang petani dia nak beli anak benih pokok guarana ataupun biji benih guarana yang orang ini duduk di Kelantan, dia perlu melalui koperasi Kelantan.
He said that he will ensure that there is no exclusive right to bring in these guarana seeds to prohibit the practice of monopoly. Dato Sri Zakwan Hafiz said this in a press conference held after signing a Memorandum of Understanding or MOU between KKSB and East Cap Berhad in Kuala Lumpur. Malaysia's total palm oil stocks fell 0.79% in July to 2.39 million tonnes from 2.41 million tonnes recorded in the previous month. The Malaysian Palm Oil Board, or MPOB, in its performance of the Malaysian palm oil industry for the month of July 2019 report, stated that crude palm oil, or CPO, stocks fell 0.72% to 1.34 million tonnes from 1.35 million tonnes, while processed palm oil stocks decreased by 0.88% to 1.055 million tonnes from 1.64 million tonnes previously. MPOB also said CPO production rose 15.06% to 1.74 million tonnes versus 1.51 million tonnes in June. Palm kernel output was higher by 15.6% at 411,701 tonnes from 355,397 tonnes. Palm oil exports, according to the board, increased by 7.37% to 1.49 million tonnes from 1.38 million tonnes in June, while exports of oleochemical added 13.4% to to 288,265 tons against last month's 254,188 tons. Biodiesel exports in the month under review also jumped 154.4% to 78,920 from 31,022 tons, while exports of palm kernel cake inched up 1.67% to 218,501 from 214,918 tons. Meanwhile, palm kernel oil exports shed a 2.63% in June to 83.806 tons, compared to 86,066 tons in the preceding month. Now, police have remanded a motorist involved in a road rage case near the Cheras roundabout, which has gone viral on social media. Cheras Police Chief ACP Muhammad Muhsin Muhammad Zon said the suspect was remanded to help with investigations into committing mischief resulting in loss of damage under Section 427 of the Penal Code. In the 23-second video, the suspect was seen standing and holding a vehicle's side mirror, threatening to hit another woman's car with it. The victim then attempted to drive off, but not before the man hurled expletives and threw the side mirror at her car. ACP Muhammad Muhsin said the case occurred at around 2:30 p.m. on the 10th of August. He said the victim then drove to the Sungai Besi police station, where she filed a police report on the matter, adding that police managed to arrest the 27-year-old suspect 3 days later after he surrendered at the Cheras police headquarters. Meanwhile, Iskandar Puteri police have received a report of a fight involving 3 men at the Malaysia-Singapore second link, in which the video has gone viral on social media since Monday. Its chief, ACP Zulkhairi Mokhtar, said the report was lodged by a victim, a Singaporean man in his 30s, at 7:37 a.m. Commenting further on the matter, ACP Zulkhairi said the initial investigations showed that the incident took place after the victim allegedly crashed his vehicle into another car, which was occupied by the 2 suspects. He added, in the 19-second video clip that went viral on social media, the victim was punched before the 2 suspects left the scene. The video also showed that traffic was congested during the incident. The case is being investigated under Section 323 of the Penal Code for voluntary causing hurt. Twelve individuals, 11 of them foreigners, were detained by the Perak Immigration Department for various offences in an operation codenamed Ops Bersepadu at a therapy centre at Taman Pinji in Ipoh, Perak last night. Its director, Kamaluddin Ismail, said 7 of those detained were Chinese nationals, 2 Thai nationals, 1 Vietnamese, 1 Indonesian and a local man believed to be their employer. He added that the women between the ages of 33 and 50 were found to be providing clients with massages and sex services between the price of 55 ringgit to 155 ringgit. Kamaluddin said they were detained under the Immigrations Act 1959-63 for not having valid travel documents, violating their social visit passes, having fake endorsements in their passports, and hiring foreigners without valid permits. Coming up, Malaysia go top after trashing Australia in AFF Under-18 Championship. That's next. Malaysia produced an outstanding performance to pull off a 3-0 win over favourites and 4-time champions Australia in the ASEAN Football Federation or AFF Under-18 Championship in Vietnam yesterday. With their 3rd win in 4 games so far, the national team shot straight to the top of Group B with 9 points, the same as Australia. The view from the top, however, could change soon as coach Brad Maloney's boys have a gritty Thailand next for the final group game on Thursday. In yesterday's match at the Than Long Stadium in Ho Chi Minh City, Malaysia played with confidence despite Australia controlling the early periods. Nippy skipper Lukman Hakim Shamsuddin put Malaysia ahead after scoring off a Mohammad Nasib Mohammad Zain's long pass in the 17th minute. Australia's defence were pushed again in the 27th minute after defender Muhammad Azmi Murad, who was left unmarked, latched on to a corner kick and fired past Australian goalkeeper Jackson Henry Sydney Lee. Malaysia went 3 up in the 39th minute when Lukman Hakim scored his second by dribbling past the Australian defence before firing the ball into the net. The national women's football squad will be banking on a 4-3-3 formation to achieve its semi-final target at the 2019 AFF Womens Football Championship in Chonburi, Thailand from the 15th to the 27th of August. This will be a new tactical strategy employed by head coach Jacob Joseph, who has opted for an attacking approach to his squad's game compared to the 4-4-2 defensive set preferred before.
Saya target dalam tournament ni at least kita masuk semi-final. Tapi kita dah tahu tim-tim yang ada dalam grup saya pun tim yang bagus. Tapi target saya memang dah ada dan pemain-pemain saya pun dah tahu dah. Tapi kita pun dah training macam mana kita nak capaikan dalam nak masuk dalam grup semi-final ni.
With 6 of the 23-member squad coming from the under-19 team, Jacob was optimistic his charge would be able to provide stiff competition in the group stage and qualify for the last 4. When met at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport, or KLIA, before the squad flew out to Thailand yesterday, he said the semi-final berth is deemed important for Jacob's charges to gauge their performance and further prepare for the 2019 Philippines SEA Games in November. Malaysia will kick off their Group A campaign against Philippines on the 15th of August, Singapore on the 19th of August, and Timor-Leste on the 21st of August before completing the preliminary round against defending SEA Games gold medalist Thailand 2 days later. The national men's hockey squad, who ended their 3-week European tour, have gained more confidence and now possess a better understanding of the team's new playing style. Now, Speedy Tigers captain Muhammad Shukri Abdul Muttalib said the results recorded in the first 6 of the 9 matches proved the overall quality of the squad against the world's biggest teams. The 33-year-old admitted, however, there was still room for improvement, hoping that the squad would show consistency during the test event in Tokyo, Japan, which begins on the 17th until the 21st of August.
Dekat Jepun, sebenarnya saya lebih mengharapkan yang kita lebih konsisten. Konsisten dalam segi permainan. Bila permainan kita konsisten, result tu akan datang. Sama macam 6 game terawal, bila kita konsisten, kita faham struktur yang coach terapkan, kita boleh main dengan bagus. So harapan saya bila pergi ke Jepun, ada pemain-pemain yang tidak ikut ke Eropah join, kita akan ada keseimbangan ataupun ada kefahaman untuk memahami struktur yang ingin coach terapkan.
The Malaysian Tigers will be leaving for Tokyo today. The Ready Steady Tokyo Test event, which will be held at Oi Hockey Stadium, is part of Japan's preparations to host the 2020 Olympics. Apart from Malaysia, the test event will also see world number 5, India, New Zealand ranked 8th in the world, and hosts Japan, world number 16 in the tournament. The Speedy Tigers will meet India on the 17th of August, followed by Japan the next day, and complete the group stage against New Zealand on the 20th of August. The National Athletics Closed Championships from the 16th to the 18th of August is the final chance for athletes if they wish to compete in the SEA Games in the Philippines in November. Athletics Chief Coach Muhammad Manshahar Abdul Jalil said he believed that following the meet, the number of athletes joining the national contingent under Category A would be finalized after only 15 have been listed so far. Speaking in a press conference at the National Sports Council in Bukit Jalil, Kuala Lumpur, Muhammad Manshahar said the 15 listed under Category A were gold medalists in the 2017 Games in Kuala Lumpur, comprising 12 men and 3 women. After this championship, he said he expected the number of athletes representing the country for the SEA Games to be between 25 and 30. Muhammad Manshahar also said he is confident that national sprint king Khairul Hafiz Jantan would improve on his performance to dip below 10.30 seconds and qualify for a place in the 100 meters. So far, Jonathan Nyipa is in the best position with a 10.37 seconds timing, the third fastest in Southeast Asia.
Satu kejutan daripada atlet pecutan negara. Di antaranya masih lagi yang di peringkat yang terbaik tadi ialah Jonathan Nyipa yang sekarang ni berlatih di USA. Kalau dan kedudukan ni masih ranking ketiga di peringkat Asia Tenggara dengan kepantasan 10.37 saat.
Khairul Hafiz won gold in the 2017 edition with a time of 10.38 seconds. In the women's sprint, Muhammad Manshaha said Zaidatul Husniah Zulkifli needed to work hard to catch up with the Filipino athletes with the times of 10.41 seconds and 10.42 seconds compared to Zaidatul's 10.65 seconds. He said Zaidatul Husniah, who is also training in the United States, might have to be sent to the Games under Category B. At the 2017 Games, Malaysia won 8 gold medals in athletics. And that item concludes this evening's edition of News on 2. In our top story, AG to decide if there's a need for inquest in Nora Ann's case. We'll be back tomorrow at 12:30 with more news updates. Until then, I'm Adrian Seat. Thanks for watching.